Sorry, man, that was completely my fault.
That's okay.
I'm like, how do we get all this Janet? Where's Janet? Oh my God, I'm trying to have like a whole. I can't work
It
without
kept,
Janet.
it kept saying you were going to let me in.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm getting there.
We had my key.
Yeah. And so, to give us to, is she gonna-
I don't know. I think so.
No, she's not, that's why she wanted to do,
Okay, yeah.
so, Janet, did you talk to Cindy about doing to-do list after we have?
Yeah, she said she was going to ask you guys to, make it plain what needs to be done.
Okay. Then you're just gonna take notes or? Take
Yeah,
input.
well, I'll take the minutes every time, whether she's there or not.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna record it. She can always watch the recording.
Yeah.
All right.
Recording process.
I have it. Do you want me to text my number?
Let's see if he's coming. But it doesn't matter, there's one we call. You know who the LO pro.
Did you know?
It is 7:05, and we're going to call the meeting to order. We are recording. Additions or additions from the agenda. I think two things we need to add. One is a discussion about the travel trailer that was been moved to a deeper property. And the other is the fire department vehicle.
All right, I will make a motion to add two items to the agenda this evening. The first is the travel trailer, which we will add to item 5.1 under highways. And we will add we have fire under 8.3 will be the trucks for the utility vehicle in the fire department.
Okay. Is there a second?
Okay.
Motion made by Matt and second by Aaron to add the discussion of the travel trailer to 5.1 and the track vehicle for the fire department to 8 points. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
That is not going to be this evening.
Okay.
He's driving.
I know it's a lot of things out, but I didn't know that. Route.
Yeah.
All right, next item is the minutes of the previous meeting.
I have one typo on page 3, Jen, under town administrator report. You have, report to the board, and BOAD. Not a big deal. That's it.
Oh, this
It's the one. All right.
But it's spelled
both.
right for both.
If you're looking for.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the November 3rd meeting as presented with the one correction under the town administrator's report, changing vote to board.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Matt and seconded by Karen to approve the minutes as corrected. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Now we're at the point in the discussion for public comments on the public comments. Anything not already on the agenda, if there's anyone in the audience or on the Zoom call would like to speak on any issue that's not on the agenda, now is your time.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm still curious about what's going on with the Cross Bridge. I know I talked to Cynthia several times. And she said it was supposed to be open to the public. And, I've been notified. Then I heard he'd been notified and they went down and measured. But he said it's supposed to be open to the public, open maintenance. I don't know if part of the easement or
I think
whatever,
that's the process. I'm not sure it's been completed, but I don't know if
because I
it's.
see the markers there. I mean, if anyone's gonna climb down there. This is still, I offered to remove it for her, but she said, no, you're gonna wait.
I'm not
That's-
sure she's having to.
Right, well, I didn't want it to get too far down the road.
It's not gonna get too far down the road, but she did make the road there and they marked the things out. So
Right,
had some discussions and stuff, so I'm just
because
not.
right now, if you go side down through there, you won't be able to get down through the markers.
Yeah.
I just didn't want it to get,
Sure.
so that's all I had.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, you guys can go on.
All right. Is there anyone on Zoom call that like to weigh in on anything not on the agenda? If you get locked on mute yourself. Okay. Highway Department, there is there's a salt order. And,
Yeah.
over there.
Oh,
We already, contract with a couple of different agencies. A few years back, we had problems.
right.
The vendor that we used, salt vendor we used, was running out of salt, and we, not just us, a lot of towns in the state have the backup sources, and there's one shortage just in time. I'll just put it that way. So, now I'm contract with 2 to 3 vendors and just at a per ton price, and we allocate a server so they have the ability to forecast how much they're gonna need to order. So we do that, it seems to work pretty well.
So I'm just reviewing these. We have 3 proposals. A proposal from Eastern Salt Company for $95.25 per ton delivered. We have a proposal from Appalachian Salt for $99.50 a ton. Assuming that is delivered as well.
Yep.
Does not say that on their proposal.
That's in the text.
Okay, yeah, no, it says in the text, I'm reading the proposal, which isn't really even a contract, it's an email. And then we have a third from Martin Salt, which would be $84.98 per ton delivered from the Port of Albany. And let's see, Morton Salt sent over a contract. It looks like Highway Chief Mark recommended 400 tons from Eastern Salt and 200 tons from Appalachia. His kind of the third company, which would be Morton Salt, was that we don't have experience with them in terms of reliability or quality. Morton Salt's a huge corporation.
I think they would be fine with that.
I think they would be fine too. I mean, they are the majority of the salt. You're shaving on your chicken. So,
How far are these?
Eastern Salt Company, their plant is in Massachusetts, in Chelsea. I don't know where they deliver from their, Clemens, New York depot is where it would be delivered.
Oh,
So,
that's not. Williams.
How do you pronounce it?
Clemens? Yeah, I mean, it's not that far from.
Right. It's in the back district.
I just got some delivery, we come on the corner of them.
Yeah, okay,
Once you got options, who starts inside, who starts outside.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's outside of Kobe.
Well, let's just see, reviewing this contract. So.
Who's someone using? Use, Eastern and Appalachia. We didn't get more than one, but I do, I can tell you the top and everything else, there's only one other place that uses it more in the state of Vermont. That's in the Arlington area.
Maybe wrong in two sources. You know, I'm not.
You could try it.
Well, I was just, I think we should do all three.
You're not committing anymore.
You just call and it's not even a contract.
Right. We guarantee purchase minimum of 40% of the total. Customer guarantees to purchase a minimum of 40% of the total posted tonnage by December 30, 2025. No, because I would need to run that contract. So I will take Mr. Robinson's recommendations and I'm going to make a motion that we contract for 400 tons of road salt from Eastern Salt Company at $99.25 per ton delivered.
95.
I'm sorry, 95.25. Numbers are giving me. And contracting for 200 tons from Appalachia salt at $99.50 per ton delivered.
Made by Matt, second by James to, select Eastern Salt Company for 400 tons at 95.25 per ton delivered. And for Appalachia South, 99.50 per ton delivered for 200 tons. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
I think you have to sign the Eastern Salt one. The other one's just in yellow, but maybe just push in Charlotte. Okay.
This thing is Warner Trucking project is laid from Mark and winter test for making the trucks and potholes for weather or loss.
Yeah. And I did validate today our telematics are working in the trucks for winter plowing season, so we're good there. And one outstanding compliance, and I'll talk to him about that. I'll give him a call tomorrow. It's not a big deal. If we think we'll really be driving truck 4 at all,
Small truck.
yeah, the white one. I know you're
Possibly.
okay. So I need to get him a key fob. I'll get him a key fob configured so that we can track that. So we can badge in. I'll take a note on that.
If he's plowing the park, it'll either be that or.
Right, because he doesn't have CDLs.
No, he's the other one, the CV as well.
Okay. Okay. So he'll need a key fob, so I'll do that. All right, and Dan, that's 5.1, which is the travel trailer.
I will just give you a quick update. I first saw the photo on Facebook. And so I basically thought, maybe I better go on. It's not there. Went over, took some pictures, I called, ran the plate, went to a person in this field, maybe not even the current one, and it was 8 years old. Haven't been registered with any, so there's a sign clearly speaking, you can't leave it, you can't stay behind in the park, can't park overnight in the park, whatever. So we call the station for investigate just to make sure nobody's in it. There was nobody in it. So next morning I was going to get a tow come in. Nobody wanted to anything to do with it, so I talked about again, which is moving in the D3 park and park off the park premise. That's what we did, and then Mark was good enough. It was 11 o'clock on Friday, so the guys had an hour left in the day, a week, and so I would cover flashers behind them and phone back to go over there. So that was the deal. I was whether anybody's looking for it or not, but it's not in the park and not likely to be picked break up anytime soon, but that's the question. My concern is, fire department, trail.
Oh, the train.
That's right. That's one way to deal with.
You're worried about.
Yeah,
Exactly what I was worried about.
yeah,
You know, we talked to Mark this morning about the gate.
yes.
It hasn't been closed in probably 7 years. So I said, if you get a chance, just go and trim that out and get that, so we shut the gate, no trespass sign on Arlington, probably whatever. And, so that if they want, they gotta walk in to, yeah. I would be a little bit more concerned about that. The one that we own, it's going to the fire department. I don't want to vandalize that as retaliation. So we need to maybe put some game net up or something. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. So if everybody else did it,
Get rid of it, my opinion, is if they wanna come back and they know that's what's happening.
yeah,
If you don't with it.
we don't,
Doesn't.
we don't want to. Well, look, they're with us time, but.
You know, if they wanna.
I like to be
wood
there,
side.
I'm sure.
No,
The snow, so I mean, like, you call like, someone charge to come out?
they'd have to fly it out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe run with the crane. I don't know if they can drag it on with a flat bed, we'd have to burn, what,
I don't know.
Like they put on a flatbed.
they might just put
Okay,
some,
well,
yeah.
the thing is, there's not a lot of metal in it to.
No, it's
so
not, weight wise,
Going to the junk,
it's really not.
It's just,
going to the dump,
But
get those things gone.
I don't think we should let it sit for.
No, but I just put out something, if there was that part was yours, you contact town office and would like to have it.
it's like the tag was security.
It probably came out of the woods from somewhere as a deer camp. We headed back there somewhere, but why they went there, I have no idea. I don't know.
No clue. But any password is temporary, and if we just, if no one comes forward, for fear that they might have to pay us something, I'm not
Nothing's gonna happen until the first week of December with hunting season,
Right.
Thanksgiving and everything, so maybe the first
first week of December, we decide what to do.
fall at our call.
In the meantime, we have a couple of dealers on the Facebook page or whatever. Or anybody else who, some marks, I think he had a good idea, but I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure. They're paying out that corner.
Thing on the license plate.
Shasbury is more, but then if you talk to Shasbury Bears, they already got moved from one place, they got moved to Short Street. So they're all aware of who owns it.
I
So
will,
talk to Shasbury Bears.
I will.
I would say it was time to move it there.
Sorry.
Sergeant was the one there that day. But if it's painting around this lane there,
Blue, but then
Oh, where-
paint all the numbers and.
I've already dealt with that once.
It'd be right off of this even. The numbers.
Yeah.
It's all whited out, so, but I've got 3 pictures of it. That's that.
So should we follow up with PSP?
Yeah.
Contact Sergeant Loomis. He was on that day.
Number I can get contact.
And sometime after,
You could probably make contact here.
sometime after, I'll tell you who we dealt with that day.
You wanna get on?
I will.
Sure. The next item is the fire department track vehicle, it's a proposal. That's the bill, whatever.
That's right, that's what Jamie said.
Yes.
So, Amy, why don't you?
So it's not active vehicle, it is tracks for the new sidewalk. These are called the landing tracks. So you go on rifle off of the wheels. So we're not actually taking the wheels off and putting different apparatus on there. It's a track system that goes down over top of it. It's a little wider, gives it a better stand, so like when we're on a Kelly stand on the snowmobiles and stuff, you get off the edge, you're staying there. We've found that out with our ramp, trying to turn around off to the side, and if it's just wheels, it's gone. So these are able to go up through even anywhere pretty much besides that. So, but they're $516. They're elastable tracks. And these are designed for really UTV that we have. These would just be for the rear wheels. Right now, they do not have the ones for the front wheels, but they also have a set for the front wheels. So that I guess a wider stance so it doesn't sink in. That'll be something we'll do probably next year.
So if you remember when we were purchased that, we were going to go in the place because they told us that track, but they don't get tracks. So then, on research, Chief Mark was all over it, and he came across these. The reason I'm telling you now is because for the end of the year, as you're going to stop on spending because it was a repeater, and we thought that this would fit in good by doing it, we have the money and the new equipment. So we figured it'd be good use just because the track's on the round, 2005, on this day we got it. They still work, not like they used to be. Just by mileage of going up the road, we get places and all that when they're on. So we're trying to look for, be prepared for the snowmobile rescue, wilderness rescues. So that's what we're looking to do.
Capabilities inwards and get somebody out.
And we've got, what? I mean, things ought to be.
That'll be good equipment.
Okay.
Okay, that meeting either has to be put on normal warrants. I had her just so we could have discussion.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
All right. And thank you for, could you tell that I was looking, you must have been able to read my mind. I'm like, when we bought that, I remember we talked about tracks, but there was some snafu around the tracks. So, yeah. Okay. And was the price of when we bought it came down slightly because we couldn't get tracks, right? So if I remember correctly, this is kind of just a wash.
Yeah.
Memory serves me right, which
Typically, it went back up for re-quote because
right.
the one dealer told you to get the tracks and then, so send back out for another bid or whatever you want to say. And that's how we ended up with what we had because it was false information to us.
You said there's nothing lines that there. I see no.
I don't either. I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the push tracks rear for the 2020 Can-Am Defender from Alaska Bush Tracks. The total amount of $3,516 even to be paid for from the fire department, new equipment, GL.
Motion by Matt and second by me to approve the purchase of the Alaska tracks forward.
Can-Am Defender.
Amount of $3,516. All those in favor, signify by saying
Aye. You could call it a Can-Am Defender Limited 30x10. It really sounded like what you were talking about. Just fast. Get it going there. I guess we. I guess we should separate 1 and 2.
Yeah, so Pick one.
One is,
I don't know if there's anything we can do, just get a phone call. That our microphone is extremely low and you can't understand a word you say.
I hear you.
You can? I guess
Yeah,
some other people
perfectly.
can't.
Yeah, I hear everything.
maybe watching on GNAT, that might be a heat issue for GNAT. So long as Janet can hear us, she's hanging on the Zoom, so
Yeah,
just know if there's a problem, Janet.
Will do.
Okay, so amendment to the alarm ordinance, and this is just an introduction this evening, provided you our current alarm system ordinance, which was adopted on March 7th of 1983. Yes. It is quite outdated, both in verbiage and technology, as well as in fees. As part of our new fire department RMS system, we have the ability to effectively manage commercial alarm permits coming. It's implemented, it's just underway. So with that, you have new proposed ordinance in your hand for the alarm ordinance applying to commercial modern fire alarms. And it is for your review, and we will feel free to make comment or adjustments. I know I have one change to this just from reading it. Next meeting will be our first reading of the ordinance. So if you have any changes or recommendations, send them to me. And yeah, I need to do that. You weren't on the board then. So yeah, I will go through, we'll have a clean copy, so I'll take comments and then we'll have a first draft copy for the next meeting, which we will actually have to read, unfortunately, but are the statutes, so we'll do that. That was just an introduction for you today.
So this is the draft.
That's a draft. Yeah, I should have a draft across it, but this printer didn't.
I'm just thinking about
Yeah, they're all draft. The newest draft, the one that was adopted in 1983 is current.
So, like, stuff like this, usually put them in bold or anything like that.
Yeah, I can fix that sometimes. I can. It's easier to reference if we do that. I'll send the word document. I will, 100%. You can help me with my format. Hey, I can turn them out if you can format them. That'd be great.
So that one, first reading tonight. Well,
It's just introduction tonight. The first reading is the next meeting, and then the following meeting is the second reading and adoption.
just wanted to put that out there. So
You know, we have to actually, so basically the third meeting from tonight is the hearing, right? The public hearing, yes.
Sounds good. All right.
And I can read around 8 too.
We skip 6.
We did.
And it wasn't a 7.
There's no 7, there's just, it's still for fun or something, but, the long-awaited, everybody in Karen reference, we've been working towards taking over the fire department properties from the fire protection company to the town of Arlington. So right now they are owned and maintained privately by fire protection. Fire protection.
Members of fire company.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the town technically leases those.
Okay.
And so long awaited and transfer of the firehouses from the fire company to the town of Arlington. And Attorney Joe Day was gracious enough to complete the complicated deed work necessary for this. And so we are at the point where I'm going to make a motion to bring all of those properties into one deed, and then they will be transferred to the town of Arlington. One thing to note is that in our upcoming budget, we'll just have to budget appropriately for some things, some expenses. So, yeah, so I would make a motion that the board approve to accept plans of the Arlington Fire Company #1 Inc., which is all parcels in East Arlington, parcel in West Arlington, to be combined on one deed and recorded in the clerk's office.
That motion.
Discussion. Motion made by Matt, second by Jamie. I know Joe knows this, but I just want to highlight it. In front of the, now the Arlington Post Office, one of the parking spaces used to be a scale for weighing wagon loads, whatever, whatever. That one was one parking space is owned by parking. So that has to be made also in the deed. So we just have.
I think that's probably all
one of these
parcels. Yeah.
So I want to make sure.
Basically, the whole owner is owned by the fire company, all the way to the fire hydrant, and above that is.
So I'm supposed to start the way to
One of the tractor or the other.
yeah, right.
So I just want to make sure that little piece somehow.
Yes, no, absolutely. Good call.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, signify by saying
Aye.
aye. We can now forward that to Joe, who will take care of bringing up the deed.
Yes.
All right, so let's go back to Arlington Park.
Did you?
I had one thing.
Sorry,
So, and I don't know if this is some results on there. They didn't know you're so credit for now, I'm gonna wait. We've been talking to the company for, radio grants. So, on top
Oh,
of
yeah, Cynthia said that.
and talk with them, and so the reason I'm asking you is we don't know how this works out, but we have a pricing, like they do partial. Grants with Lori and there's all that, we fill in, call volume, criteria on that. For $250 for the right, only turnkey, fully samples for $4,500, it's a $250,000 grant. Actually, no other department through the same company that awarded one. Last year, Chester Fire. So, it was just something that we found out there, but I don't know how that works. As far as, do we have a grant line or, blood line or something like that.
I don't think the grant like fire budget, we should do that grant.
So it's something that we're looking to see, because if you could borrow $250,000, every radio that fire department owns, so our radio system, would be under this line. I don't think it would cover repeater, but it would be all our portables, all that kind of stuff. But I just didn't know how that worked out. Eric sent it to Cynthia, so she must have passed along. So
Yeah, got it. So this company has a 60% success rate that they claim on validated 15 plus years. So is there a timeline? The only thing is it didn't make it on the agenda for this meeting.
I don't know if they're, like I said, they're
might be bigger.
We can certainly.
Can we put it on the agenda for next meeting?
And then a quick while we're on that, regular apparel packaging for the review. Back to normal operating, where we were before, we're still on West Arlington. I haven't come back, just during tennis, all that, I'm sure why we're not doing all down there again. So he's tracking his for me, back from, the radio place, back in his brain house, and trying to see what we can do.
I'll say the last couple of times since it's been back, it's been better for me personally.
They're down there just down Friday.
And we gotta do some spray.
So, they're down, I just want to get on that. And then one last thing that I had was, just didn't know what happening with, you know, we had the fire off the east, and all of a sudden, it just went to put, and, you know, anything more. We were going on strong, and all of a sudden, we haven't had any meeting, haven't had anything to report back to them. And so,
We haven't had any meetings in Stockton. We just haven't had any meetings. We're at a point where we need to budget for the next step. And that is in our notes to talk about next month and budgeting. I think, you know, where we're at on our next steps, we've got the design and site plan. So now we need to engage with architect, engineer, evaluate, and this is the other thing, now that once this deed is entered and we own those buildings, it will also change our trajectory a little bit because we budget for and get an architect and engineer in to evaluate our existing properties as well as read the site plan. And then we can start to come up with some conceptual ideas and pricing. And, you know, there's the ongoing conversation of how we'll fund that once we get price. But that's kind of where we're at. So it's just on hold because we got to a point where we needed money and we needed to own buildings. That was up for a discussion.
One of the things on the table, there's all kinds of.
And that's why we want to bring an architect engineer in to evaluate. And we have a site plan for the Dietrich property for what we can situate out there. The squad has some interest in joining in building as well, so that would be part of the discussion. Yes, yes.
Emergency services.
I think there's, yes, we have a site plan that we took work. So, and keep the West Arlington station. So this would just replace these. Yeah.
The west.
So that's kind of, yeah, we're at the juncture where we need budget monies to start working on the next steps. We'll actually buildings, which will make it a little easier from a evaluation standpoint. And we bring somebody in to evaluate where the condition of the buildings and was at the highway garage and just come up with a really concise plan and the best value for our taxpayers. And then the next term of time. No, that's private.
And private.
Yeah. Want to join in the building, so in your current makeup, they would have these agreements from us as normally work. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Fine, so that's not you know, that hasn't fallen through. You guys have a meeting next month, right?
Didn't set a date,
Do you have a meeting, do you have
Get that done and get us next meeting.
a meeting again this month or not? No.
it's probably going to be the 23rd.
Sometimes it's changed with
Christmas. Right.
This week.
Yeah.
Would you let me know? I will come to that meeting.
Really, and then election of office.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely be in attendance if you let me know when that is. It's the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th.
Brian, you want to bring up anything? So, yeah, we have had some meetings.
Yeah, we've been out looking for, primary fundraising right now, trying to just find, you know, starting point. We can reach out to the company, they're coming tomorrow night. The second visit, the third time we talked to them. We're just trying to, we gave them 4 different options of what we were looking for, just so we can kind of narrow them down in our budget scheme and all that, and how, you know, depending on cost, we can lay out different values. You know, we've been talking about custom cabs versus traditional cabs, but when it comes down to it, you know, into the pricing and all that. So they're coming back in tomorrow night, and stuff. And then, of course, well, everybody, we just needed a starting point. Value the fire trucks got up a lot. And talking to them and Jamie knows, we went to the New England Chiefs last year. There is a big increase coming on new motors. That's everybody, I believe you said it was up to
100,000.
just to add
The truck itself.
so, they're bringing in some different options and stuff. And like I said, once we narrow it down ourselves, this was just a starting point.
But it will be, it'll be a bigger discussion with us on the financing side of how we do that. We have a 3-year, 5-year, 15-year lease. Keep payments low so that you're still putting it aside for the next truck and, they've got a lot of programs, so.
We're trying to, onto that, to the conversation of traditional truck we're looking to replace. We have been keeping track of it. Actually, we find, well, I shouldn't be, so we keep our code design under body washer. That works really well. So we did that before winter, and we can't wait to see what happens after winter when we go again. That will help a lot. I think
It's right middle of the road, midway.
yeah. So
That solves a lot.
So, we're just trying to stay in that manner. If we can. Sure, we're working on it. We use the first Tuesday of every month. We've been trying for hours, so.
It is, and that's what, because we transferred money to it last year. I was trying to see if I can find the balance, and I can find it quickly. This is always,
It might not be,
I don't, it's in here.
The sinking funds don't print on regular budget staff report. I have to get that from Christian.
That's so.
Your fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we can talk about that. I'm happy to help, write the RFP and the scorecard and respond in, for that. The goal would be that the RFP in a way that we get consistent responses so that we can compare apples to apples, because last time we did this, the RFP got diluted. And then the respondents were not apples to apples. And it was very hard to evaluate and make a decision from. So we would want to avoid that going forward.
Okay, anything else to report from?
No, thank you.
Yeah, the only other thing with the fire department, they're in the process of working for the new RS system that we approved, resource management, and as far as I know, that's going well. They were starting to pre-load data in there. And we're moving forward with the other components of that, and we'll be inviting some billing agencies to resource us so that we can have that component and try and get this all onboarded before the end of the year.
All right,
It's an accident season.
I think for me on page 2. So the,
We're gonna hit the, yeah,
oh, we
we're just headed there.
start. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about it?
The right part, the softball field has been 94% complete.
Okay.
It's gonna require another load of the red clay, which in talking with me is not gonna happen until next spring, and he wants to that no comment.
Okay.
And so, yeah, his big concern is the water on the parking lot side, because so much of it comes down, it's infiltrating onto the thing right there. Because the whole parking lot down there, just
Parking lot.
so at some point, he said that possibly a front frame.
I was gonna say, take a trench.
And his other suggestion in the spring, we can probably call that when we get to that, but fill that dugout with blue stone just to keep it, because it's
So it's not
water soak into it as well. Everything else there's good. Just move forward, getting ready to put up the bathrooms and stuff. We've had a couple of approach.
The waters are all.
Water line wasn't. Yeah. I've had some people complaining that they use them all along when they're down there, so on and so forth. And I was like, we don't have any indication in the attic. That's where the pipes are currently, we're getting moved down.
That's an issue. We want to strip heater in there. And then
So they will shut down around the 1st of December, so. In case you hear anything on that.
and we're gonna CX or whatever to go over tours, right? Suppose that's really good.
Should do that. Even if it's all last one.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I just don't want people to be breaking in there to do things they shouldn't be doing.
It's vertical. It's not.
And then the other thing, Mark said he will be ready as soon as Glenn's back to do the walkway. Like, so.
Okay.
This is supposed to be the LCT that coming. Check the station.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, he did come. Cynthia met with him, Lily met with him. And it's gonna be a very simple fix for the swing set. You're gonna add more mulch or something. It wasn't a deal.
Good. I like it.
We should add that to Lily's list. That should be able to get done
Right.
for the end of the year. So we should be able to get that right away when it's back.
For sure. Okay. Anything else for that? What's the AED?
The school, it is actually, just sports down there till 1st of April, so.
So you bring me down to the game.
They're not there bringing around.
Leave.
Eventually, we would like to leave, and that's what we're going to talk about when we get into the budget, because we need some.
There's no secure place to.
And I've talked to a couple of the nurses about some ideas they had, so.
Yeah.
If we get some guidelines and,
I think it's impossible.
Right.
honestly,
Put an arm on it with the spots of the is that it's gonna be long gone before
and
it
their
gets.
opinion is, I'd rather have it stone than have there at all and have somebody. So,
I still put the
It's inside our house.
Simple, it's huge.
Yeah.
yeah.
Before next year, we should
sure
ask,
they
to see, if we can ask somebody over there.
One other possibility, we discussed it with Lions, is on the pavilion side of the building, it's a level that can be a house that's broken glass.
Yeah, I have.
Shut on when you open them, it says alarm, it goes directly to the staff.
Yeah, but that would be the place now, so it's out.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, but yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I'll do a little investigation too, if I get it. Somebody.
And as
Okay,
far as AED, we did talk to the nursing association about one for this bill as well.
Yeah, they're like all of them.
okay.
Easy.
Those are all.
They tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Right, right. Do it. Listen, follow us. All right, so we're done with everything on the first page, I believe. We're moving on to the decision about the uses. As you are all probably aware, we have the one. And, I do that at the end of the year. So,
And he goes to,
legal. And, oh, that's what it is. So we're down to one-ish. Yeah.
yeah, and I a letter that, and I was agreeing. And we all know there's some good, tacit knowledge there as well.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I.
Now, we sent the 11 copy on the table in my office too.
Yeah, I don't think we need to cover that in executive session, because I can make a motion.
If you want to do it.
I was delighted she was willing to do it, so I'll make a motion to appoint Colette Lucia as lister until the March town meeting.
Okay. Made the motion, Karen sent it to, I'll up to the position of lister until the next regular election. So David, by saying
Aye.
aye.
Colette,
Yeah.
have her.
She's.
Yes. And well, it looks like we've got some insurance there. The letters were there for a really long time and a lot of knowledge. But Colette was also assisting Robin in the clerk's office for some time, so has a lot of knowledge of the town and the operations here. So also, that's a great thing.
All right. Done. Energy committee.
See,
I didn't see anything,
Other than what she said in the report, nice going for it, and she gave me a copy to go through on the town garage. Here's a copy of the energy committee. I didn't can't see for us.
I think we just handle that.
We can even, yes, on that side. The next one, keep it on the same level. It needs to be discussed, but we can discuss it. What's our committee report? From the town administrator, but I don't know if she's talking with them, I didn't see anything in the packet. But there's a couple of items. Not being recorded, reports, so we'll record. It's one thing we'll probably, will be 12 or at 7 till and remarks to our will be slideshow presentation. So calendars December 7th. And it's just the folks sending the report and we haven't been announcing to me, which I don't see any problem with that. Also, we'll do a public notice and send it well.
We warn them just anyways, you can make up of it, everyone on the board can attend if you so desire.
It was publicly publicly.
I actually think the makeup kind of changed again, right? Because it's Jamie and I, Cynthia's on the board now, so technically it doesn't, but we'll warn anyways, it's a public meeting, so. Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
any questions on the TA as a whole?
I don't have anything, I think, Cynthia's on it, she's out for a few days, but, appreciate her comments.
Yeah, she went, before together, so or at least the violence and things. All right, so I guess we are down to what's our.
We'll do the warrants and then I think we have just a quick executive session. Oh, yeah, from LCT, the meetup, yeah, outdoors. I've never been to one, to be honest.
I've been to one, but probably 30 years.
Doors. Yeah, I just got that today. It came like late today or something.
Some of them,
Yeah.
never around the county. It's not that many people. They do presentations and trainings. Periodic. All right.
Okay. We do the right one. All right, yes, we're gonna do water department warrant, so I'll make a motion to approve check warrant WD 23. A total amount of $8,274.72. Blue Cross and Blue Shield for 37 change, and Green Mountain Power. And our stipend to snow heating, significant items.
Motion by Matt, and second by Jamie. Approve check report number 23 in the amount of $8,074.72. All those in favor, signify by
Brings us to the town check warrants. Town of Arlington. I'll make a motion to approve check warrant report number 23. Total amount of $68,424.75. Most significant items, Blue Cross and Blue Shield, our payment for the softball field maintenance, Nemrick, some stone from Peckhams, some tires for highway ball, and the loader repair. $511.
Second. Motion made by Adam, seconded by Karen, to approve the general report for the 23. Total amount of $68,412.07. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Um, two items.
And just so you know, all of the invoices that are on there are in and all of the invoices.
And then there's the extra work for the tax because we approved it.
We already got that.
That's how we got the even numbers, Janet.
I know.
23 and 23.
I like matching up.
So I have a quick executive session for personnel. So I'll make a motion that approves your discussion of personnel issue and legal issue with cause the municipality to suffer substantial disadvantage.
Motion made by Matt, seconded by Jamie, establishes the reason. The executive session personnel and legal matter. Motion to
Aye.
And I motion to enter into executive session for said personnel and legal matter.
motion made by Jamie, seconded by Jamie, to enter into executive session for said personnel and legal matter. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Janet, I will email you, there will be no action, so I'll just email you our adjournment time.
Great, thank you.
Good night.
Thanks.
Recording stopped.